Fellas, eating at the island, man.
At the island, for real.
Oh, man. At the island. This is crazy, man.
Hey guys, what's going on? It's your boy, the Real Chevy. Just had a special guest come and visit me out of Dallas. Your one and only Dust Jackson. Guy's doing a great job right now in the real estate community. Ton of value that he's added. Just taking the real estate in itself and turn it into more of like a fun, exciting, musical type of industry now. And I'm really excited just to introduce him to the team. Having a conversation in a house that we just acquired creatively, and just getting different perspective as far as how people feel about the real estate game now. And stay tuned because you guys are gonna love the conversation that we just had.
Real advice, real money, real boss, it's real talk. Real talk, real Chevy, real boss, real advice, real moves, don't watch, you lose, get leads, find deals, real Chevy, got skills, real value with low cost, real Chevy with real talk, yeah. It's real talk. It's real talk.
So, what's going on, guys? It's your boy, the Real Chevy, back at it one more time. Chilling right now. We're in the house that we just acquired, owner finance. I'm getting ready to talk some owner finance conversation right now. You already know this guy right here, Dust Jackson.
Hi. What's up?
The real estate piper, right? And then of course, Rich, my ace, my right hand. We out here getting it, and the wife is on the camera in the background. But fellas, man, this is crazy, right? When did I met Dutch? I met you last February? Right, when you was first getting into the game itself, right? And then Rich met you in May when you was first getting in the game and shit. And the crazy thing is that the conversation that we have been from when you guys first got started in real estate, where you didn't know nothing at all, right? You didn't know nothing at all about what wholesaling was, what creative financing. Just real estate in general, right? The knowledge wasn't there.
Right.
And then fast forward, now we could say, man, we've been in this thing for a year now. So fast forward from where it was to where you're at now, what would you say is the biggest thing that have shifted or changed to where the success that you guys are finding? I mean, I know with you, Dutch, you're finding the success in the music and crushing it right now. Even made a theme for the Real Chevy, man. Like my daughter still dancing today to that thing, man. And then for you, Rich, just out here really, you literally just quit your job, right?
Yeah.
Just quit the 9 to 5. You're a lot more happier, right?
Yeah. More time.
You're spending more time. You're actually watching your daughter grow up and everything.
Yeah.
About to get married, like the whole nine, man. Extremely happy for you. So, what would be that thing that y'all would say that being in the game now for a year? What would be the biggest thing the biggest takeaways from it overall?
Man, it's so many, man. Like we was talking about it, like you just said with Rich, this is the happiest I've been in so long. I don't know if it's just liberating, knowing I can create my own money.
Yeah.
Or that's some of it.
That's some of it.
And just being able to have the understanding and obtaining that knowledge is powerful in itself.
Right.
Even without creating the money, I got something so powerful.
The skill set.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So I don't know the biggest takeaway, brother. It's so many. That's what I'm at with it. and with me with the music, I mean, music helps me remember things. So by me making songs, it gives me a better understanding of it. And that was an accident on how that happened, but it happened, brother. And I just feel like I'm in the right place in the right time of my life right now.
I think we was talking because we was in the car earlier driving, and we was talking about the course that you purchased, right? And it was like, man, that course was this and that. And I was like, man, there's a silver lining to it, because without you purchasing that course,
Right.
you wouldn't have gotten an opportunity to where, you know, we're now in the same city. We're now, you know, just traveling and really building and bonding with each other, which is a beautiful thing, right? So
right.
there's connections in everything that we do, man. It's all about finding the right connections. So I think that's a solid. What about you, man?
I would say the biggest takeaway for me over the course of the last 12 months is basically not settling for complacency. Just being in a place where I, like Dutch was saying, piggyback on that, being able to create my own source of income, not having to rely on anybody. But also I feel like every single day is a new challenge, is a new opportunity for me to create that. Whether I've done a deal in the last week and it was $5 or $6 grand or whatever, I feel like I have a new opportunity on this day to do something else and make more. And I feel like that's catapulted me to where I am now, to where I build these relationships and I'm networking and I'm constantly looking for more and learning and soaking in this knowledge, going to seminars and stuff like that, because this game is wide open. There's so many different avenues that you can go. And one of the things that I hold dear to me is something that I've seen a lot of people that have been successful in other arenas, is that most millionaires, 90% of them, you know, started with real estate. You know, they have some type of foothold in the real estate game. I mean, it's just
So there's a consistent validation that you're in the
that
right
you're doing
business.
the right thing at the right time.
Now that makes sense, man. I think for our relationship, we've been building, you know, we've been partners since day one type of our deal, and being able to build the way that we built so strong, man. I think just watching the growth overall is solid, man, for sure. So, you know, we want to talk on the finance. I know Dutch was asking me, like, when talking to a seller, right? When talking to a seller, what is that conversation like when it comes to the owner finance piece? When it comes to, hey, because you just to give an idea as far as owner finance, you're literally telling someone, hey, instead of renting it out, why not just sell it to me? You don't got to worry about the maintenance. You don't got to worry about no monthly payments, anything. You just walk away, and you good. Right?
Right.
You just walk away, you give me the property, you walk away, and you get it. Either you don't want nothing on a monthly basis, as long as the note is getting taken care of, or maybe you want to cash flow $100 or $200 or $300, whatever the case may be. But knowing that the seller is going to have somebody in the property where, come hell or high water, that monthly payment is going to get paid. If the property is messed up, they're not getting called in the middle of the night just for them to come out to fix anything or call someone to pay for repairs. So when talking to the sellers, because I know, Rich, we've over the course of from January up to now, we've probably done about 5 or 6 owner finance deals together, right? So when it comes to those conversations, what kind of conversation that we do when it comes to the sellers itself? Because I wanted Dutch to see that it's not just me that's preaching this stuff. Like, I'm telling you guys how to hold those conversations.
Yeah.
So how you talking to these sellers? What do you focus on?
Well, first you want to build a rapport with the seller, of course.
Relationships.
Build a relationship, establish that rapport, and you kind of want to get them on the side, get a little bit about, you know, background about what they have going on, a little background about the house. But you also, in the beginning of the conversation, you want to present it to them like, hey, I have a few different options if the cash option doesn't work.
Right.
Automatically they get to thinking, if this is not going to be a flip for him or a rental, then what else is he talking about?
Right.
I'd like to know more information about that, because a lot of these sellers, a lot of people in general just don't know. Yeah, they don't know about these options. So I let them know that, look, we're in a position to take over the debt services. You know, the mortgage remains in your name, but we'll maintain the property. We'll handle everything that you don't have to even worry about. And you can rest easy. and not have to worry about your property, we'll take care of that. And basically, we make sure that we're doing the right thing as far as being able to move forward with the property.
Absolutely, man. I think what I told Dutch was that, look, everything that we do is based on trust, rapport, building the right rapport with the seller. So it's from a credibility standpoint. If I tell you I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. So, to have someone trust that you're going to be able to do that, it got to start with the relationship. So we make sure that there's a relationship there, hands down. So if there's a relationship, now we can move forward within the next part as far as the transaction itself. But the first transaction that we focus on is a relationship. From there, now we could talk about the maintenance of the property. Now we could talk about stepping into your debt. Now I could educate you because your mind is a lot more open to the concept because you like and you trust. So everything that's being said now, it's going to make sense because you're like, you know what, this guy is genuine. He haven't done nothing for me to second guess everything that he's doing. Right. So when we find these deals, it's not something that we talk about doing a deal right away. We might put it in the air or put it out there that, hey, look, we have several options, but we focus on what's the backstory, what's your situation, how can we step in and help? So we want to know what's all going on with you first, and then we could talk about everything else. But the first thing, hands down, is all about the rapport. Along with building rapport, everything else is gonna fall in place. Yeah. That's it.
Now, when y'all come to them, do you guys usually give them the cash offer first, or do you come with the option?
Now we come with the option.
Come with the option
we
first.
Come with the option first.
That cash offer might turn them off.
Depends on the situation. Like something like this, we don't even talk cash offer because I'm getting the situation. So let's just say they got a mortgage on the house, right? And there isn't a lot of equity in the house. Instantly, your mindset should be, man, that's a sub 2 all day. Like, how do I get them to walk away knowing that the note is going to get taken care of and they don't got to worry about nothing, right? Now, if I come into the house and they have, let's just say they have a little bit of equity and they want to draw out on the equity, they want the equity, I'm like, all right, I got to structure this more of an owner finance situation because they want money to walk away now. But I'm not going to give them the bread straight up. Man, I'm willing to pay you retail. As long as I can do it on terms. And what they're going to say is, what do you mean? What do that mean, right? Now I'm going to sit them down and I'm going to explain that to them, right? Now, if they have a whole bunch of equity, but the property is beat up and it needs work, I gotta explain that, look, this property is beat up. The property down the street is fully remodeled. I know you want what the property down the street is gotten, but this property needs a lot of work, so I can't give you that. Right? And I gotta now let them know, look, I might not be the person for you because you want too much. Now I gotta throw on a Dutch song or something like I gotta throw the song on, man. But so you're now going into a situation with understanding you have more tools in your toolbox. Rather than just going on an appointment that's a wholesale deal. You can go on an appointment and pay retail over a period of time. You can go on an appointment and educate a seller to walk away where they're handing over their house. And all of this stuff all comes back down to the key part to it though, relationships.
It sounds like it's relationships and education.
Oh yeah.
That's it.
Oh yeah.
The more you educate them, the more they trust you.
Yeah. People do business with who they like and trust. So if they like and trust you, you'll definitely get their business. So you have to focus on being of service. Right. So if you focus on being of service, because a lot of times what people don't understand is that they go into these deals just thinking about money. Right. And I think with you, man, one of the things that happened was you used to call me a lot, like, I did this and I did that. I'm like, dude, you're not building no relationship. What are you doing? Right. I used to tell you that all the time, right? I was like, look, man, put aside the money. You got to go and build rapport, find out their situation. So this way you can get what you want, but you got to find out what they want first.
Because I used to call like, hey, 30,000.
Yeah, right. No relationship, no nothing. Like, hey, look.
I need to say,
look. The market said this is only worth 30. I'm gonna give you 10.
Sunshine, get the call me back. I know we're right.
missing out on deals, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, you definitely gotta build a
Yeah.
rapport. You gotta build a rapport. If you're building a rapport, everything else will fall in line for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah. So when it comes to the options, we're just going in with we're going in with those options, and then we're filling it out. I mean, if something is a home run where we show up and they're like, man, I just need to walk away from this. Like, I don't know what's going on. Like, I got a note against it. I can't continue to pay 2 notes.
Right.
I just need something. Everybody want to lowball me, blah, blah, blah. I don't even want nothing for the house, but I can't sell it because there ain't no money in it.
Yeah.
Dude, a wholesaler's going to be like, I don't know what to do with that. But someone like us, we walk in like, yeah, we'll step in and make a payment.
Right.
Absolutely.
That's it.
Yeah.
We'll step in.
Come to
And then people always ask, so how are you making these payments? Do you have funds that's laid to the side and this and that? And the other piece to it is you're just controlling the asset. So you're controlling the asset where you have a house now that you can now put somebody else in because you have equitable interest in the house as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
So not just from the wholesaling piece, but you have equitable interest when you put a property on the contract subject to, or you put a property on the contract owner finance. Now you have equitable interest. As long as the contract states that I'm allowed to sublease, I'm allowed to sell this thing before I actually buy it, like, I'm good.
Right. What kind of option period? Is it 30, 60 days? As far as putting somebody else in it? Y'all don't deal with none of that?
As far as when it comes to putting somebody else, as soon as we find them.
As soon as you find them?
So let's just say we find like Sunset, like we found someone.
Oh yeah, that was what
within like a week or two.
Yeah, about a week.
Yeah.
About a week. So
Yeah,
I was,
it's like,
initially I was trying to do the deal as a wholesale, but
Deal?
Chevy told me the numbers wouldn't work, and I kept trying to crunch them and trying to move it as a wholesale deal.
It wouldn't work.
I even got a reduction, and it just would not work to anybody we sent it to. So I had some people that they're always asking us, hey, what do y'all have? What do y'all have? What do y'all have? So I'm like, damn, let me see. So I got like $10,000 to put down on something. Okay, so I hit Chevy up. I'm like, hey man, you think we might be able to sell to this or own finance? I'm like, yeah, absolutely. He doesn't want anything to walk away from the property. He wants to deed it over to me.
That was my first thought. Was like, man, this is a sub too.
He did say that.
It's like, well, I just wanna
Quick money. Yeah. Now knowing with the sub to and on the finance,
Right.
you getting the wholesale fee too.
Up front.
Yeah,
Like you forget about that, man.
Because the thing is the cash, you want cash now,
Right.
cash flow, and cash
On
later.
back end,
So you're making money 3 different ways rather than just one way, right? And the great part about it is that you have cash flow, now you're creating passive income.
Right.
So you're learning the other piece to building wealth, which is passive income. That means that your money is gonna work for you even when you're sleeping. So
You get paid off other people then.
man, OPM, all that. Other people's money.
Crazy.
So yeah.
I'll be a millionaire if all them wholesales I did my first year was on the finance. I just wanted the quick cheese, like 4,000.
Yeah, I'm
Deal.
dead.
You know what I'm saying?
we all get there, man. When we used to not having a lot, right?
Right,
We
right.
all get there. It was like, man, I need that quick bread, right? But when you start becoming more financially equipped, when you
Right.
start having more financial awareness, now it's like, you know what? I got to go out and hustle and bustle every month just to make 5 or 10 grand, rather than that thing gonna come to me no matter what, because everybody needs somewhere to stay, and everybody's gonna make sure they pay the bill. The first thing they pay is
Right.
roof over their head. And they worry about food. But it's like, nah, I gotta make sure this rent is paid, because if I don't have this rent paid, I don't have no stove, I don't have nothing to cook on.
Right.
So people, well, most people will take that stuff serious.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, even in times like these, there's a pandemic going on to where people are now, filing forbearances and they're not paying bills and all this extra stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And what's going to happen is a lot of people are not going to be able to maintain the mortgage.
When they come
Yeah,
back.
right.
Yeah.
So if you don't have this tool in your toolbox to where you're able to step in and say, hey, let me take over that debt services for you. If you don't have the right conversation, now you're missing out.
Right.
So
Now doing it on financial sub too. What situations where you won't do it? Like if the seller is, say arrears, or is there a rear limit that you don't touch? If it's
if they're behind, I would say if I can't find somebody to put up the bread and it's a home run, I'll still put up the bread. I'll find a way to.
it's worth it.
I literally find a way. Like if you don't have at least 5 people in your phone, you could call and ask for 10 grand right now.
Yeah,
You gotta change your circle. so
Yeah.
so you gotta change your circle, man. So you
Right.
gotta make sure that you have the right resources
Gotcha.
around you, because you never know when your next deal or your next opportunity is gonna arrive. And if you're counting yourself out because you don't have the resources,
Right.
Missing out on
you're
opportunity.
missing out on the opportunity. So
So y'all heard that when I need 10 grand, I'm calling Shevy, man.
that's what you call me. So
Okay, we
go back.
We gonna take down the crib in Dallas, baby. Okay. Nah, that's dope, man. Nah, that's dope. That makes sense. Cause what's 10 grand when you collecting a $200,000? You know what I'm saying?
It's all about that rate of return, man. That's it. So
Yeah.
so you know that's
Exactly.
yeah.
The reward is worth the risk.
It's worth the risk.
Just strategically gotta, calculate everything and make sure
Absolutely,
everything
man.
adds
All
up.
that makes sense. So, it's just one of those situations where, like I said, if it's a home run, we're gonna find a way to make it happen. If it's not a home run, then we're not gonna even lose sleep over it.
Right,
So let's just say someone is 5-10 grand in arrears, great neighborhood, solid, don't really need much work done to it, like a property like this. I'm like, all day I know I can find someone that's gonna bring 15-20,000 to put up. So depends on if this thing is going into foreclosure or not as well. So let's just say we 2 or 3 months out for foreclosure.
Right.
Oh, we're stepping it all day.
Right.
Oh yeah, we all day.
Give me that.
I'm gonna get that caught up.
Yeah.
We're gonna get that reinstated. We
Now-
good.
Now, when I asked about the option periods, when you guys take them down,
Mm-hmm.
do you guys say you a seller, I'm a contractor crib, I'm gonna have a tenant in there 30 to 60 days. If you don't find a tenant, you can just walk away? Do y'all even play that game or y'all just take it down?
Nah, we just have the confidence to know that
Just
we
take it
can
down.
find it.
Mhm.
We don't go after this anything. It gotta make sense for us.
Gotcha.
So we're not gonna just put something on a contract. It's like, oh, if I don't find nobody, I'm walking. No, like
Right.
it gotta make sense. If it makes sense, we're gonna do it. If it doesn't make sense, we're gonna push them in another direction.
Gotcha.
So it just gotta make sense for us.
Gotcha.
That's it.
And that goes with the consistent marketing as well, just to make sure, even if some people do reach out and they're interested, you still have other people in your back pocket that you
Yeah.
can put in place just in case that scenario doesn't work out.
Right.
And a lot of times we're gonna stack our list as well when it comes to we call them a tenant buyer. So when it comes to someone that we're gonna put in the property that's gonna buy the property outright after they get qualified for financing, right? So that's a tenant buyer. So we'll have something like this on the marketplace, Craigslist, all over. And people will say, well, I got such and such to put down. I could pay this much a month. Cool. This might not fit you right now, but we're gonna save your information so we can contact you.
We do have some, yeah.
Yeah. So this way we have people that's waiting, and we're good to go for sure. So yeah.
Oh yeah. That's dope, man.
Yeah, I'm excited about it, man. Like, I got one right now that I'm working on, and the seller lives in Dallas. Well, he lives in Texas, and Austin actually, and he has a home here in Shreveport. And he had it listed on the market for over a year, and it didn't sell. The description was actually incorrect. So a lot of the showings that he was having, the sellers were getting the buyers were getting turned off because it was a 2-story, and they thought it was a 1-story. So he didn't know anything going on, and then when it fell off the market, his realtor didn't even give him a call. Another guy reached out to him and told him, hey man, your home's off the market. So of course I hit him up and worked out something with him and told him what I do, how my business is structured, and I'm looking to pick that one up, subject to $850 a month. He owes $104 on the mortgage. He just wants to walk away from it. He doesn't want anything to do
And
with
the
it.
property have equity in
And
it.
the property has equity, about 30K. So
Right. So we're picking it up.
I'm looking to move my family into it. It's not even going to be well, eventually it'll be an investment probably, but for right now, I'm looking to transition and put my family into. So
This is such a dope game.
it
Man.
is. It is.
This is such a dope.
It is.
This is
Man.
such a dope game, man.
Just gotta have faith and that persistence
Right.
and that grit, that grind, man. Everybody don't have that. You know?
I don't have it.
Everybody don't have it, but
I think one of the things that I want to do, Richard, because last time I did a video, people kept on asking, so how much did he make? What was going on? And I think let's break down between January, right? So between January, 6 months in, what would you say that you spend on marketing and what you've actually made so far?
profit line.
Also, guys, don't forget to make sure you guys hit the bell for those notifications when we bring out new videos for you guys. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and tell a friend. Share this video because I'm sure it's going to be impactful for somebody.
So marketing wise, utilizing Facebook ads, banner signs,
Driving for dollars.
Driving for dollars, deal machine app, and Propstream subscriptions, and a number of other subscriptions. So far, I think I've eclipsed about 10 grand, about 10 grand in marketing, 10 or 11 grand. And profit wise, I'm closing in on 37. And then with the closings today, it probably put me over that 50 mark. Yeah.
Okay. 50,000 in 6 months?
Yeah.
That's pretty good, man. That's real good. That was a joke, y'all. That's real good.
It's pandemic, man.
Right.
It's
That's
like,
pandemic.
how you making money in this type of climate, man? There's people losing their jobs.
This is a recession-proof industry.
Crazy.
And it hasn't slowed down. You would think it would slow
Nah.
down.
There's buyers out here calling us like, what do we have, right? I think right now we have collectively like 10 deals closing right now.
Yeah.
Crazy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. So, hey Jermaine, so you,
I can't, you know. I
now you got the beater on. I told you we shooting a video, right?
I thought, you were shooting a video.
No, I said, do y'all want to come?
support,
Y'all want to come? Rich was over there. I'm like, nah, get this way.
Rich Lake camera ready though.
Yeah, he got his polo on right now.
He got New Heights properties on his drawers right now. That's crazy. So, I mean, for everybody that wants to venture off into real estate, and their excuses, I don't have the time, I don't have money. Everybody I talk to, I gotta pay them money. Like, what would be your suggestions to those people? Because everybody have those excuses. Those are probably the three main.
You know what? Unfortunately, brother, ain't nothing you can really tell people, man. I've tried. I got loved ones and family members who I've tried to give courses I paid $1,000 for too. Like, hey man, check this out. This is gonna change your life. All right. They don't even open.
No action. Oh, you got a shirt on. Come on.
But
All right, cool.
But
So, yeah, go ahead.
oh, my bad. But continue to come to me and complain about their lives, but they just don't have the why and the drive to do it themselves, brother. So I don't know what to tell you, but you will change things when you ready to change.
Give up on them.
No, I ain't gonna give up on them, but man, I've tried so much to change people's minds, and
That's true.
people they ready when they ready.
Right.
And that's it, man. I love you still.
True.
Right.
I ain't got the time to
Man,
make your dreams come
you know the crazy thing, Dutch, when Rich first got started, and we haven't done no deals really yet, right? And he was like, man, I'm trying to put everybody on, like my cousins, my brother, and I'm trying to tell them what it is, and they not really doing nothing, and they tell me it's not gonna work, and I was like, hold on, stop with all that shit. Just stick to the person that's in front of you. I'm in front of you getting this shit done, like. Don't worry about what nobody else is saying. Let's just go get this bread.
Right.
And lo and behold, our first deal that we did, now everybody was like, oh my God, this really worked. when he wasn't, when he didn't see no results,
Right.
nobody didn't believe in it. But after they saw the results, they was like, this thing is real. Yeah, it's been real, right? And we was just having a conversation, man. It was just like, it's all about the mindset, right?
Right.
A lot of people, they have to see it to believe it. But then there are those people that have that blind faith that something great is going to come from all my actions, all the work that I'm putting in. And the person that have that blind faith and understanding that there's something at the end of the tunnel, I just got to keep on pushing towards it. And the moment that they break through the tunnel, there's a world of different things happening for them now, right? Just because they stayed the course. You can't turn around in the tunnel because there's only cars coming behind you, right? You got to keep on pushing forward. That's it. So guys, for those of you guys that's just jumping on, or for Jermaine just showing up, either way, it's okay. Either way, this is my other guy right here. This is my other guy. Me and Jermaine, we have like one of those incredible stories, right? Jermaine went from being an employee of mine in my old business to where we're solid business partners, great relationship. We've done tons of deals together, but more importantly, we built a brotherhood where a lot of my properties that I have land trusts with, I've actually made him my trustee, and like he handled his business, man. So I'm very appreciative of just a relationship that we have. And Jermaine, we was just touching on owner financing, and I know that you was asking me about owner finance, and because I remember when it came to me where I think I was coming back from Lubbock, Texas, and I was like, man, we got to do this owner financing thing. This is going to be a game changer for us. And since I've said that, we've done nothing but tons of owner finance deals, right? Creative, right? And I'm like, this is going to separate us because not a lot of people know how to do the owner financing. So what would be your experience when it comes to that owner financing piece?
The owner finance piece, I say, personally, we talked about it, and then I tried to do it myself. And at first, it was like, I was too focused on trying to make every deal an owner finance deal, and every deal is not an owner finance deal. Like, some owners literally want a lot, and they also want to control the terms.
Right.
So I guess with me personally, one of the things I've learned about owner finance is I can't control the price, I need to control the terms.
Absolutely.
So, I kid you not, true story. The house across the street from me, the guy just moved up today. He put a for rent sign out there. I said, well, have you ever thought about selling it? He's like, yeah, I want $70,000 for it. So first I started the cash offer, Well, we do cash, we can close it next week. What'd you do? It's like, well, probably do like 60. So I thought wholesale first. And I'm like, well, what if we finance it? It's like, I'm willing to give you, I'll give him $100,000 for the house if he lets me pay $100 a month. If I can control the terms.
Yeah.
So I presented it to him. I was like, how about I pay you $400 a month? Basically at whatever price you want, and we'll make it happen. He's like, well, let me think about it and get back to you.
Mm-hmm.
I've never mentioned a down payment either. I like that one. Down payment. So I would say owner finance has changed me, just my mindset more so than anything. Like, I know I've passed up a lot of deals that I should have owner financed myself. Honestly, it was just but you learn. Wholesaling teaches you the game pretty much. A lot of deals.
That's dope, man.
Yeah. So
Do y'all talk about interest with them?
interest.
Okay, my bad. No interest, no
Thank
no
you.
debt. No interest. All right, y'all. Oh, you see that face? I don't even know how to say it. Interrupt? What you just say?
We're going to keep everything the way the bank is.
Got you. Hey.
We're going to keep everything where the bank is. There ain't no interest.
It's definitely an amazing exit strategy.
Yeah.
100.
Dope. That's dope, man.
100. I think, cause this is my team right here. Like, this is the core, and a lot of the things that we do is that we maneuver off of brotherhood, loyalty. Nothing breach the relationship that we have. So there shouldn't be no outsider coming in talking about any of us. Period. Right. So.
Right.
That's just the relationship that we have. It's a strong bond. So we gonna always connect with each other. We always run things by each other before we go and do something else to somebody else. So if somebody is coming from outside and they like, well, I got this and that, I'm like, hey man, did y'all talk to this person yet?
Yeah.
Just to make sure that we're not stepping on each other's feet,
Yeah.
we're gonna move militant.
Right. It's a lot of time.
So it's one of those things where even though we all have our separate company, we still maneuver as a team, and everybody in our circle is eating. So I kid you not, we've made more money just by creating a small little group where we're on it and we're communicating than we have made
Individual.
by ourselves.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, absolutely.
I've done way more JV does than I've done solo.
Right. It works out easy.
And it's not even that I can't, you know, but to do it myself, it's more so the relation.
Yeah.
It's easier.
And it's easy.
Strengthen
It
up.
is.
Yeah. Nobody want to do this by themselves.
So creating a platform, you know, where I was introduced to, we have a app called Trill. So I was introduced to it to where, hey, look, you could build this thing out however you want, whether you have a basketball team, soccer team, real estate team, whatever. You could build it out to where it's a board, and you could stack it, and you could tag people to it, have them go on, see it, comment on it, keep up with it, create a calendar for it, all that stuff. And if you look at our Trello board, man, that thing looks
Crazy, huh?
crazy.
It's full. Put some things on there.
Crazy. It's crazy.
Full,
From leads to follow-ups to pass to deals on the contracts to buyers in place to close to
Education.
announcements,
Information,
education. Crazy, man. Just build this thing
One
out.
stop
man.
off.
That's it. And just creating a community, man, to where, look, you either have a buyer or you have a deal. Like, you should have no excuse for why you can't make no bread if you're in the circle.
Right.
And that's just how we communicate, and that's just how we run, man. So we gonna either move deals or we gonna find leads and put them on the contract.
Right.
That's it. And it's just a solid conveyor the way it just move along. So
Definitely been an amazing year for me.
so I'm just
Not even like financially, it's maybe
just well-being, mindset,
peace
of mind.
yeah.
What's on the mind? Like,
Peace of
it's
mind.
made me a better person more so than anything.
Like that's what I'm saying, man. It's the happiest time of my life.
I'm happy with life. I know I could be a lot better. But I know it could be a lot worse. It was just a lot different.
Peace of mind, bro. Peace of mind changed everything, man.
Peace of mind, my time.
And the crazy thing is, all I did for these guys is just what someone did for me, which is just took me on the wing, mentored me, you know, taught me the game, and didn't ask nothing back. It was just like, let's pay it forward. Make sure you have somebody. So I'm just fortunate enough to be a part of their journey and be able to help them and watch them grow and watch everything that they're doing and how to maneuver, and it's just beautiful. That's how we should end it. That was solid. We shouldn't even say nothing else.
They just go black.
You go black. Boom. Titanic.
Alright, I gotta close it out. Once again, guys, I hope this content was great. I hope you guys took something from it. Make sure you guys hit the like button, the subscribe button as well. Make sure you tell a friend to share the video. All that good stuff, man. You guys want to say anything?
Man, it's a blessing to be down in Shreveport, my first time down here. My brother Shevy, man, I'm just happy. I'm happy I made this decision. I was one of the ones who just really wanted to change my life, and I'm glad that I just, had the faith to jump. That's what you gotta do, and now we here.
We here.
Yeah.
We gotta get ready for closing, but we here. We gotta go to closing.
That's true.
That's
Trying
it.
to line them up. I guess in closing, I would just say, along this journey of like, you have a purpose, and you know what you want in life. So it's okay that other people might not see that, or they might not believe it. I know with me, with this real estate thing, when I first told family, friends, relations, everybody is like, they like that. Honestly, they're like, that's not true. Go get a job. Go get a job. I have people actually bringing me job applications, and I appreciate that. I was thankful for it, but I just knew what I wanted for myself,
Right.
And no one believed in that until I actually did it a few times. Not even the first time.
But once they start seeing it over and over,
and now a lot of those people are reaching out to me.
the one to get into it,
Yeah,
right?
and it's no ill malice.
Yeah.
It's all love, I promise.
I'll just say, I really think I found my true passion in life at this point. And these first 6 months have been blissful. Amazing teamwork, amazing work ethic, and I'm ready to move forward to the next 6 months. So next week we'll be outlining our new goals for the rest of 2020. You know, pick up right where we left off. Ain't no stop.
True. You know.
No stop. So I'm glad I got a chance to finally meet Dutch. I tell my Janice Apple all the time. Go get that Spotify, Apple Music. Go get that, man. For real.
Meeting, brother. All right. What's going on, Chevy?
Hey man, closing day, man. We out here.
It's closing day?
Closing day, man. Ain't nothing like some closing days, right? So a lot of times, I gotta, for that new guy or girl, whenever a seller asks you what are you gonna do with the house, or you gonna sell it to somebody else, don't let them know we have investor partners. That's how you go about doing business, right? That's a little tip. Just a little something.
No, just me. Busy one day. We've been not the first time I've driven down here and done something and spent less time down here than the Trill. Yeah, I used to live in Lansing.
What's next? Where's our text?
Thomas, you gonna take him to the bank?
I done wash my hands. I don't need to get them dirty again.
And lunch and breakfast.
Y'all have a great weekend.
All right, y'all enjoy y'all
Have a
weekend,
good one.
okay?
That's all that counts.
Yes, ma'am.
See ya.
All right now. So closing day, just did a JV deal. We're still doing JV deals, man. I think we've probably done like 30 or 40 deals together at JVs, man. Just from relationship, networking, trusting each other, make sure that we out here in this together, right?
Adding value.
Adding value to each other, man. So ain't nothing like having a team around to eat with, and that's what we're doing right now. So check us out. Zo Home Buyers, we always closing deals. You already know.
New Heights Property Group, y'all check us out. Like I said, if you know anybody looking to buy or sell, hit one of us up and we'll take care of it.
Yes, yes, yes.
What's them in your hands, though?
Oh,
Oh, them only checks. That's all.
just check, man.
Just some checks.
Check. We don't need to disclose. Just some checks.
G14 classified.
Yeah, just some checks. All right, guys. I hope y'all enjoyed that video. Just want to thank Dutch Jackson for coming out here, man, all the way from Fort Worth, Dallas area, just to come to the small town of Shreveport. This won't be the only time that we'll be doing some collaborations, you know, making things happen for sure. So I'm definitely excited about the future. I know there was a ton of information in itself, guys. What we're focused on right now is teaching you guys how to transition from just doing wholesale deals to transition to where you're actually now being a little bit more creative, being able to pick up properties and keep them for yourself, where you're building wealth for you and your family. So this way your financial future could be more on the passive side, where you don't always have to be out here hustling and bustling at the same time.
Yeah, but all day. That was
We
crazy.
lost a deal some way, somehow. We don't even know. Because we was talking, he was like, man, what you think we should make an offer? I was like, man, we get them around 50 a piece. Like, it'll be a good look. And we went in and made the offer, and it was good. And we had buyers.
Lined up,
We
yeah.
had buyers within like a day. We had buyers. We had
I
buyers.
had one that kind of got a little shifty on us.
Yeah,
And
that's
she wanted to change the language in the contract like 3 times. So I was like, she's gonna go with somebody else. She goes behind our back and calls us begging for the property. Begging for the property. I
But
didn't get
here's
it
the thing though, if there was no relationship there,
to
we
her.
got it. Yeah.
Exactly.
Because the buyer called and offered more money and everything.
Cause she already knew Chevy, and she knew of me.
Yeah,
So it's like, man, why you
wow.
want to change all this?
Yeah.
I just want to make. Okay, cool. Well,
So,
These folks, man.
and then evil word, I'm like, dude,
I was right.
don't worry about none of that shit. There's been so many situations where he called me panicking. I'm like, man,
And Chevy cool. Like he referred to his favorite word. You're good. You're good.
he want to take me to court, man. Fuck that. I'm good.
That's his favorite word. You're good, and they feel comfort from it.
I feel you though, man. You just when you first started, you just be
But dude, that's why I say when you have a team around you though, man, like when you fall off, your team catch that shit. Good.
Right.
I mean, and vice versa. And that's the relationship I have with Rick. So if I miss something, he's gonna catch it. And vice versa, man. So I'm not gonna do nothing that's gonna hinder or harm his family. So we out here getting money together, man.